Board of Trustees. Could I have a roll call, please?
Conan, here. Dio. Freeman.
Here.
Harkins.
Here.
Ramirez.
Here.
Tamplin.
Here.
Wallers.
Here. Christine will not be here this evening. She had to work late.
Okay.
Let us know. Appreciate all of the rest of you being here. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance and then we're going to adjourn to the van.
The van tour.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks. Last one to the van.
Is that
You're gonna lock all this?
I can stay in
Are you
case
sure?
anybody comes.
Okay.
Okay. Any comments before we go on? That's pretty slick.
You can pass that around so somebody could see the old one, what the old one looked like. I got another picture of another old one.
Oh, cool.
It looks a little different than the one we have.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Okay, we'll pick it up then after 5 was our board walkthrough of the outreach vehicle. We're at 6, approval of the minutes. I've had a chance to look at those.
I make a motion to approve the minutes. Regular meeting.
I will second it. Second, we have a motion and second. Any comments?
I have one comment. Yes. So Emily and I reviewed minutes today, the past minutes, and one thing we noticed was there was a little bit of an inconsistency on the identifying the rationale for the closed session. So we talked to Krista briefly about it, but we would like to have the, the ILCS reference shown on meeting minutes for whatever we're going to talk about.
Okay,
So,
good. Very good. Okay, let's see, roll call.
Harkins.
Yes.
Ramirez.
Yes.
Tamplin.
Yes.
Wallers.
yes.
Conan. Yes. Freeman.
Yes.
Okay. Correspondence.
I do have some correspondence. We have a couple suggestion cards. One is for a cool bear cave reading nook, and the other is a compliment to a staff member that they found very helpful. I had a verbal request. They would like all of our toilets replaced and tall toilets put in instead of these little toilets. We've got accessible size toilets. I don't know if we'll be doing that, but did make a note of it. We had a thank you card from Chad at the Park District, thanking us for sending him flowers for his celebration party and attending. And then the board also, I believe, received an email regarding our material selection policy. Which, if anyone has any comments or questions?
Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to financials. Anything we should know about that?
Our fund balances are all right about where we would expect. We're really good in our general fund as far as where we should be. You will notice a bigger balance in the general fund because we are now trying to save 6 months. It used to be we zeroed out every year, and the attorney said we should not be doing that. We should have 6 months worth of expenses saved in that. So it does look bigger. That is because we're trying to get up to 6 months in there. As far as the page 11, you'll see that we got all of our property tax money in that we were expecting. Interest income, that is just based off money in the bank and how much we've gotten more interest than we expected, which is always a good thing. One expense that is quite a bit higher than we expected on page 11 is going to be legal services. We have had to consult the attorney about quite a few things this year so far, including like the survey across the street, and there's a bunch of policies that I have been asking him to review to make sure that we're up to date on those. So I think next year we will just budget higher. And otherwise, that's about it as far as the fund balance and revenue and expense report.
Could I have a motion and second on financials, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the fund balance and revenue and expense reports.
Second. Thank you. Okay, questions? Comments? Anyone? Good, please.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Hamlin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Condon, abstaining, Friedman,
Yes,
Harkins.
Yes.
Okay, bills.
Starting on page 20 are the bills. Just a couple things I would point out on page 21. You'll see our hoopla was getting close to 14,000. We hit 10,000 for the first time, I want to say, less than a year ago. And it's already almost 14, so we are looking at, they have a couple options. One is that you just say, you know, we can't spend more than 15,000 a month, and they divide that up per day, and once you hit that amount for the day, they just don't let anyone check anything else out. The other thing we could do is drop down the number of checkouts that we're allowing, which I don't think would probably go over very well, but we are gonna have to look at it because it can't just increase exponentially.
Want to remind us about Hoopla, what?
Hoopla is, so if you want to read listen to an audiobook on your phone, or read a book, or there's magazines, movies, comic books, you can download them all to your device. So it is becoming increasingly popular.
Where does Canopy fit into the
Yeah.
continuum?
Canopy has a separate budget than Hoopla.
Is it the same type of service?
It's only movies, I believe, right? Canopy is just
Okay.
movies.
Is it another app that we download?
Yes. Yes.
I will say for Hoopla, this is kind of the after Christmas rush when people leave their new devices, so we do tend to go down slightly, but it's never been this time.
Yeah, so we'll have to look at that. I mean, it's a good thing that it's getting popular.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very
And if you haven't used Hoopla, it's one that there's never a hold list. So if it's on there, you can always check it out. We also have, Libby now, is that what it's called? Where we have a whole bunch of audiobooks and ebooks that you can download, but it's one person at a time. So there might be hold lists on that one. So Hoopla tends to be more popular because there's no waiting. So that was Hoopla, and then other bills. On page 22, the very first one, Line Concrete. This summer, the Village of Oswego is doing a big 250 celebration, and they are having a whole bunch of scavenger hunts. One of them is going to be eagle statues. So I know the fire department, the police department, they're all gonna have different eagle statues, and people can do as part of the scavenger hunt. So we did purchase one. Right now, it's in our 3-season porch because the paint has to cure before it can be put outside. But it probably is gonna end up outside the building, or possibly somewhere inside. It's pretty big though, so we'll see.
There's cement?
It's concrete, yeah, cement.
Yeah. Cement. How big is
Yeah.
it?
It's probably like this tall and that wide. It's
Nice.
fairly big. It's about 200 pounds, so it's
Yeah.
yeah. And they painted it, and I think some of the, like the fire department is getting theirs painted more like fire.
Yeah.
We just went traditional eagle, so. Cool. So that's that one, and then Utica National Insurance, that is gonna be the insurance for the van. And I have one more, on page 23, Swan. We have a person who basically went around to a bunch of different libraries, checked out materials using his card with us, and has absconded with thousands and thousands of dollars of stuff. So we have a bill for almost $800.
From our district using Oswego Library.
Yes, and he's opened accounts with like fake IDs. I mean, we've banned him obviously, but
Yeah.
the bills continue to kind of roll in for this, so.
So is that something that we turn over to the Oswego Police Department or Montgomery Police Department for action? Or is it not?
How much, do you know how much the total is so far?
I think they might, it's over $1,000.
Yeah.
Like to what end?
Maybe
Do you
look
think
at
he's
that.
like reselling all the stuff?
I think he's
Or-
unwell.
Yes, okay.
And we probably have video of that person, right, so.
I don't know if we still do, because we only keep for a week,
3 weeks.
3 weeks, and it's been,
Yeah, these used to be built
Over
since
a
summer,
year.
yeah. So,
wow.
unfortunately, it's like, we blocked him a long time ago, but a lot of the bills have not started.
Yeah, we're not rolling into that. That's really unfortunate.
But yeah, he has some mental health issues. Just generally not a well person, I think.
Thanks.
So unless there's any questions, that's all I had under the bills.
Okay, could I have a motion on bills and a second, please?
I move we approve the February 2026 bills in the amount of $329,156.
I second. the
Thank
motion.
you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Camblin,
Yes.
Walters,
Yes.
Conan, abstain.
Okay. Director's report.
Okay, Director's report is on page 25. You will notice, even though it's the January report, I did put a giant picture of the van in there because I was just super excited that we got it, and it really looks nice. A couple of things I'll point out, our door counts are down. That is very typical for January. It is the slowest month as far as the library is concerned for circulation and people visiting. We do hope with the van though that us being able to get out to people will help bring the numbers up as far as circulation goes. I think a lot of people just in the winter are not always able to come to the building. Under my director's updates at the bottom, there's a whole bunch of meetings. I do the WSBI radio show where they have a library spotlight. It's every other month. There's 4 or 5 different libraries that attend that. I attended the Oswego Legislative Breakfast. And we did go and change the bank safety deposit box. We had to have Sarah there, had to be drilled out because no one has keys anymore. So that's all been taken care of. Also, our credit card setup, we are switching accounts. So for a while, you might see on our bills, we might have 2 American Express bills because we're changing fully to a business account instead of like a personal business account. So that is coming. And then we did have a survey done of our property across the creek with the idea that we may be putting up a fence this spring. So the surveyors come out and mark the property for us. On the back side of that, the only thing I really wanted to mention is in the blue box, what's on our shelves. That is down about 5,000 items at each building, and that is because we depleted all of these CDs. And those we actually, the Friends of the Library sold on their shelves. And we are most of them have sold, I think. The bulk of it has been sold. Yeah, they were only 25 cents a piece though, so it's hard for people to turn that down. The other thing I wanted to mention, I think all of you should have gotten an email about the economic interest that needs to be done by the village. That is due in early May, so just make sure you do that. And if you didn't get it, let me know and I can help you do it as well if you need help. And then as far as the van goes, I wanted to mention I am going to be going to the DMV to get it registered on March 10th. It's the earliest appointment they had. We do have a photographer coming next week. Who's going to do like professional photos of it. And then I don't know if we want to set a tentative date or general time period for a ribbon cutting for that. I was thinking late April, early May, just when it's a little bit warmer, but before we actually start services with it. Anyone has any ideas on that?
Any time work better than another?
There is National Library Week in April. That is, let's see, it looks like April 19th to the 25th. We could just have it open for the public to like a couple time periods where they could come and tour that week, and then we could have some sort of official ribbon cutting. So, I think it'll be warm enough, let's
Fingers crossed.
do that.
Yeah.
I know, I'm always like, it's too cold to go out there, so, I'll put that down as a tentative date, and we'll see if we can.
That seems like an appropriate week.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then I think that's all I had on my director's report.
Okay. Could I have a motion to accept the director's report?
I'll move we approve the director's report.
Second.
Second. Any questions? Jim?
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Camblin,
Yes.
Walders,
Yes.
Conan, yes.
Okay, moving on to committee reports. We have a finance committee meeting on March 18th, immediately following the regular meeting. We also have a technology meeting tonight, committee meeting tonight. Other than that, we don't have any reports for this meeting. So, let's see, moving on to unfinished business, opioid antagonist policy.
This is the policy our employers recommend we use. We currently don't have any sort of policy like this, but they did just pass a law requiring every library in the state of Illinois to carry Narcan or something like Narcan, and to also always have a staff member trained in its administration at all times, anytime we're open. This will also extend to when we do the bookmobile. We actually have to carry it on the van. We have to have someone on the van trained in administering it, as well as anytime we are out at like Prairie Fest, Montgomery Fest, we're supposed to bring it with us and have staff there who are trained in how to use it. So this is their recommended policy. It does kind of say that although we have to have the staff trained, no one is actually required to administer it if they're uncomfortable with that. And just kind of some general training requirements, our procedures for documentation if we ever have to use it, that sort of stuff. Any questions?
Okay.
I have one, and I don't even know what question I'm asking, but we'll try. If we have someone who's trained but chooses not to administer, is there any legal jeopardy that person could be in?
I don't think so. I mean, you're not required to do CPR, right? It's Good Samaritan. If you do, wonderful, but you're not penalized if you don't. We did have every manager and assistant manager was trained, but we had like AED and CPR training, and we had this training with it. So every one of them is trained, along with some staff who just wanted the training. And then I have talked to Kendall County Health. They're actually gonna come to our next staff training day in August and train everybody. And also give us some free Narcan so we don't have to pay to get our own. So.
Yeah, the policy does say that administration of opioid antagonists is voluntary, and no employee or volunteer shall be required to administer an opioid antagonist or be subject to disciplinary action for declining to do so.
I should have read that. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
And we had first reading on this already.
You did.
Could I have a motion on the opioid policy, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the opioid antagonist policy.
Second.
Okay. Comments? Questions? Roll call.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Camblin,
Yes.
Walders,
Yes.
Conan, yes. Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Okay, another one that we had a first reading on before was the outreach and home delivery policy.
So we've got the van. We can't really do anything with it until we have a policy in place. This was reviewed by the attorney, this and the form, and he said he had only just a couple minor changes. The one change he had was on page 32, and it is underlined. It says staff is only there to deliver library materials. I'm sure they do get people wanting help moving furniture, you know, those sorts of things. We are going to be posting to hire a part-time person to always go. We have a full-time outreach manager, and I would like to get a part-time person who can go with him when he's out, just for safety, to have two people whenever he's in the public spaces. I think it's a good idea. So that will probably get posted later this week.
Is that Bill?
Bill, yes, he does. You see him out and about all the time at the library.
He's our bicycle person that's moving up to a van now.
Yes, he might still want to do the bicycle though.
Could I have a motion and a second on the outreach and home delivery policy?
I'll make a motion to approve the outreach and home delivery policy and application.
I second that motion.
Okay. Is this online?
It will be,
Okay.
yes, it will be an online form.
And what type of home delivery do you envision? Homebound, so on?
Yeah, I mean, people, like, I think some people it would be, you know, they physically just can't get out. There's some temporary things I can see, like late stage pregnancy, or you just had a baby, if you know, broke your leg and you just had like 3 months where you can't drive. I think it's gonna really just be a case by case decision.
Any other questions?
Will we, I know it's online, but will we carry physical copies in the van?
Yeah,
when
and
we go out?
the other staff person who's been with him, I think he does know how to do library cards now, but I was thinking would be someone who could issue library cards too, in case we have people who are not, don't have one yet.
Perfect.
Jim, roll call please.
Yes, Walters,
Yes.
Conan, yes, Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Tamblin.
Yes. Meeting date ordinance.
This is list of dates for the board meetings from August 2026 through June 2027. They are typically the fourth Wednesday of the month, exceptions being November due to Thanksgiving. We usually meet the third Wednesday. And then in March, we also usually meet the third Wednesday due to spring break.
That's typical. Could I have a motion and a second to approve next year's meeting dates?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 26-3, meeting date ordinance.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Questions or comments? Oh, please.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Tamblin,
Yes.
Walters,
Yes.
Conan, yes, Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Okay, first reading. Social media policy.
Our social media, or our communications manager is in a couple groups, and she brought up that there was some concern that our policy might not be up to the current legal standings. You know, we right now delete stuff off our Facebook page if it's offensive. With like FOIA and stuff, we wanted to make sure that we had this reviewed by the attorneys. He did have, anything in red is his edits, and as you can see on the back page, he edited just about every single thing. Which is funny because it was reviewed by them 3 years ago. So that's how much though the legal issues with lawsuits and stuff have changed just in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So he does say, like in here it says, you know, it can't be harassment. Those things are all, as we know, kind of objective. But he said it's still okay to have it in there. And obscene also is objective, so it's gonna just be kind of a call as far as what they're posting and what they're not posting, if we keep it or don't.
Do you have somebody job is to keep an eye on them.
Yes, our communications manager, she handles everything that we do on social media and on our website. Typically, we do not usually have anything that's problematic, very rarely.
So our attorney added all the red in the back except that which is crossed out.
Yes, anything in red is his edits. What's crossed out is what we used to say and how he has reworded it.
Okay. Wow. I would imagine more to come.
Yeah. We should probably look at this again in 2 or 3 years.
Okay, we don't need a motion, it's first reading, it'll be back again next month, so please take a look at it in the meantime.
Not much left of it.
Okay, staff training day.
We would like to have a staff training day. We usually do the first Friday in August. This year I'd like to move it to the first Monday, August 3rd. We always do safety training, things like where do you go in the case of a tornado, where are the fire extinguishers, where are the alarms, and then some local resources. Like I said, the health department's offered to come out and do some training. They also would be willing to come out and talk to us about resources they offer, especially for people with mental health issues, because we do have a lot of issues with that in the library, and people who are unhomed, and they can come out and talk about what they offer. So that's what we're picturing for that day right now.
Okay, could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve to close the library on Monday, August 3rd, 2026, to hold a staff training day focused on resources and safety training.
Second.
Thank you. Questions? Roll call, please.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes. Friedman,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Camblin.
Yes. Okay, non-resident cards.
So this is something we have to do every year. Anyone who does not live in the library district can get a library card with the library. If they're like in an unincorporated area and they don't have their own library that they pay taxes to. It is set up just like you pay taxes based on the value of your property. We charge them an equivalent amount based on the value of the property. And this would just allow us to continue to offer that service.
Okay. Could we have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to provide non-resident cards for 1 year, starting July 1st, 2026, using the tax bill method of payment.
Thank you. Second. Thank you. Any other questions?
Just do a number as to how many people have those?
It's not that many.
I want to say we usually make less than $2,000, so we're looking at maybe like 10, 15 people who do that. Most people are in a district, I mean, some sort of library service, but not everybody.
What's it called, in Wausau, that area out there, they're still not.
They're still not.
That area is still not in the district.
No, that's not.
And if you're in like Aurora district, you can come here anyway, right?
Yes, you can register your Aurora card for a year and use our services for free.
Any other questions? Roll call, please, Jim.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Camblin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes. Friedman,
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Okay, we'll delay the board walk through till later in the meeting. We'll move to public comment, limited to 30 minutes. Any person is limited to 3 minutes. If you have any questions, it's the prerogative of the board president to recognize members of the audience. If you're recognized to address the board, you ask to stand, identify yourself, address the whole board. Your comments are limited to 3 minutes, and so on. Okay.
Is that okay?
Julie, you know, we're gonna make you sit up here one of these days when you come to our meetings. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I just want to start, of course, by saying thank you for just all that you guys do. And for letting me come and see the van. That was really just, I don't know, pretty cool. And I just wanted to say, I've been talking about the same thing, so you all know what I'm going to say. But I've really put a lot of thought into maybe some things that we can do to make our library a little bit safer. I don't think anything that I would propose would be expensive or difficult, but I have actually been looking around at other libraries in the area and just talking to different people, kind of seeing how they do it, because you know sometimes other people have good ideas. So I have some thoughts from going around and just sort of seeing how different libraries handle different things. Another thing that I was just going to mention is the Hoopla app that you guys mentioned. We love that app. I use it all the time. And please don't decrease our checkouts on it. But you know, they have a kid version in that app. It's like a kid setting that you can put on. And when you're in the kid setting, when you try to search for even books that are in our children's section that deal with some of these sexual themes, like maybe drag queens or like gender dysphoria, just things that are a little bit more mature in content. Even if they're in the children's section, when the Hoopla kids like setting is on, they don't come up. So I think what I'm asking is just for some consistency. Like if Hoopla finds that maybe that's a little much for a child to find on their own, you can find it easily if you take the kid setting off and you're on the adult setting in Hoopla. All of those titles will come up for you right away, so you have full access to them, but the kids don't. And so I think what I'm kind of looking for is something similar here, where I'm not asking for us to remove the books, but just to put some parameters in place where it's not the kids necessarily finding them. It would be the parents who would say, okay, I think we're ready for this topic. I'd like to go see the books that talk about it. I'd like to pick a few that I agree with and that I feel like are appropriate, and then the parent could check those out and take those home. So anyway, that's more what I'm asking for. So I'd love to have more conversations. I've put some thought into it. I've done a little bit of homework and just looking around and stuff to try to bring you some ideas that are valid and valuable, and yeah, just that we can maybe move forward with. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see, we do not have a need for executive session tonight, but I did want to mention that we met with the architects last week, at the end of last week, and they are proceeding with checking on the utilities, on first renderings, soil borings. There was a whole list of things that they suggested, and we asked them about, but they're proceeding on the site we have in downtown Montgomery. So that's moving forward now, and you'll hear a lot more about that in the next couple, 3 months, because we've asked them to come back to us with the results and ideas and so on. So that's, anything else, Crystal?
No, I mean, I reached out to Sonia at the Village of Montgomery to see if we could set up a meeting between FUC, the architects, us, the village, and just make sure we're not missing anything and not overlooking anything with them.
So the architects will get started. Frederick Quinn will be added to the mix because they're the ones that put the dollar amount on whatever we're looking at. So just wanted you to know the process is beginning. So we'll see more and more information coming in the near future. Okay. With that, I think our upcoming meeting is March 18th. We also have the Finance Committee meeting after the regular meeting that night. Hearing nothing else, we could, anyone who wants to tour, we could do that afterward. We could do it after the technology meeting.
You guys.
What do you think?
After some.
After some? Okay, all right. Then we need to adjourn. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the regular meeting.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.